in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Shot to third base. Great stab right there by Armstrong. And goes across the diamond to get him out right there. What a play there by Armstrong.
Hey, look, and you can see Arias giving some love to Armstrong with the head nod, but that was a great play. Watch the replay there. What I noticed first, Drew, is the minute Armstrong took off, he led with his glove out. He had his glove out ready so that by the time...
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Gaither's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands. And the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
This is our moment, and we're doing what many thought we couldn't. We're investing in the stock market. We're buying rental properties. We're starting businesses. And when you're looking for a financial advisor to help you build wealth, choose one you can trust. Choose Wilson Wealth.
Devin Shaw in now for...
AD Drew here with Michael Coker of Black College Nines. This guy right here is the mastermind, the brains behind this Black College World Series and a little bit of the brawn also. Michael, this is a dream that's been 10 years in the making for you. It's almost come to a conclusion now. Talk about your feelings and your emotions as we get ready to go into Championship Saturday.
Well, it's been a long journey, especially for HBCU baseball. And we started planning this event 10 years ago. We failed, but we kept trying. We failed and we kept trying. We thought we had something in 2018 in Chicago, and that fell through. And then we thought we had the event in 2020. Then COVID hit. And now here we are in 2021. This is bittersweet for me because it took me 10 years to get this far. It took us 10 years to get HBCU baseball at the national level. And here we are. This means a lot, not just to Black College Nines, not just to BCSN, the Collegiate Sports Network. This means a lot to historically Black college and university where baseball first got started in the 1800s at Atlanta University, which is currently Clark Atlanta. The Negro League, the players came from HBCUs. Major League Baseball had players come from HBCUs. So this is a stepping stone for us to continue that tradition at a higher level.
All right, Michael, we've got two great teams here. We've got our #1 Xavier Gold Rush from New Orleans, Louisiana. We've got Bluefield State Big Blue from West Virginia. Mike, just quickly, what are you looking forward to in this matchup as a tournament director?
We're looking for an intense competition. We're looking for a spirited game. These two teams went at it earlier, a few days ago, and it was very spirited. It was very competitive. That's going to continue today. You got #1 Xavier against #4 in our poll, Bluefield State. This is a highly competitive game. You have two ranked teams, not just two seeded teams, the top 2 seeded teams in our tournament, but 2 ranked teams. This is big time collegiate baseball.
All right, Mike. A lot of people have been hitting us up, Facebook, Twitter, and other things, asking about where are the Division I teams.
Well, the Division I teams, our game is scheduled for May. There's the MEAC champion versus the SWAC champion for the HBCU World Series, and that will take place in Texas, and that will come towards right after the conference tournament. In I forget the name of the town in Texas, in Frisco, Texas. So that's where we are. That's where we're headed.
And those games will also be carried right here on the Black College Sports Network, along with Black College Nines. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Final thoughts as we get ready for today, Michael.
Let's play. Let's let the players, for the first time in history, we will not have a methodical champion in HBCU baseball. Everything will be settled on the field starting May 1st, 2021, and moving on for the next 15, 20, 25 years. This is where we're heading. This is where we're planned, and everything is in place. We will be back here next year for the 2022 National Championship for Black College World Series.
We at the ship, 2 ships in the port. Only one will leave. Xavier versus Bluefield State. Back upstairs to Nick and Brian.
Devin Shaw in now for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Shaw comes in. No record on the season. He has a couple of appearances there. Swinging a long one, y'all. That one might get out of here. It has a chance. And it's into the bleachers. Home run. Chris O'Neal goes yard. That gives Lane a 10-0 lead right there. Lane College Dragons have put up a 10 spot on Tuskegee thus far. And Tuskegee.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
The Cuvée Group.
It's Game 11 here at Riverfront Stadium in Montgomery, Alabama, but more of the version of Game 7. Winner take all between the Gold Rush of Xavier University and the Big Blue of Bluefield State. Nick Strong alongside Brian Fulford and A.D. Drew hanging out with you in the broadcast. It looks as though Bluefield State lost the first game. Xavier will try to win this one, Big Brian, and they're going to have to do it with their offensive side of the baseball.
Yeah, Bluefield's going to have to try to find a way to match the offensive production, or at least hopefully their pitching will come back to what it was in game one of the three games that now the third game, but in game one of this matchup, they held Xavier to 1 run. And since then, Xavier's just turned it on. It's like they opened up the faucet and it's been production after production. So whatever the recipe was in game one, that's what Bluefield State needs in game 3 of this series.
On the other side of the baseball, talk about it, A.D. Drew. You've seen Bluefield State. What do they need to do to grab the victory today?
Baseball is a game where you have to have a short memory. That's why you can fail 7 out of 10 times and be a success in baseball. They've got to shake it off. You know, both these teams are hungry. They're hungry for the victory. They have to. Somebody will have an 8-hour ride home.
And there's a shot to lead things off by Coco Semino and Shane Rivale out there in center field. Camp and other things. F-8 if you're scoring at home to start game number 11.
Like I was saying, both these teams will have about a 7-8 hour ride home. Only one bus will be the party bus, though, Dick.
And I don't want to be a part of the one that's not partying on the way home from this tournament. That'll bring up the second hole hitter, Antonio Rodriguez, the shortstop for the Gold Rush, all the way from the island of Puerto Rico. Shot down to the third baseman, and Tanner Brandon with a web gem to save 2 bases there for the Big Blue.
Well, that was a rocket, and you know he's creeping in right there on the edge of the infield. So just the ability to be able to play that one the way he did, great job.
Austin Stambaugh on the mound for the Big Blue from the outfield from left to right. Noah Woodwin, Shane Revele, Junior McCree, Tanner Brandon, C.J. Cooper on the infield on the left side. Taylor Tibbs and Kayvon Maxey on the right side. Swing and a miss by Fulgencio. Roman Moore behind the dish. And as we stated, the lefty, Austin Stambaugh on the heel. He'll try to bring things home here for the Big Blue. Fulgencio with a home run last game and a couple of more hits. Ball in the dirt there. Fulgencio works the count 1-1.
Batting .312 in this series. 5 of 16. 19 plate appearances.
Outfield playing straight up. Defense right there. Here's the ground ball foul to the dugout of the Big Blue.
And he's driven in 5 RBIs, Nick, so very productive hitter.
Speaking of Big Blue, Nick, did you notice the umpires changed from their black to their blue? You know, I wonder if that had something to do with the heat of the day, or just what was next up on the wardrobe.
I've seen a lot of different colors there behind the dish. Here's the pitch. Stand ball. Ground ball, third base, Brandon, foul. Knocks Coach Holloway out the coach's box. Deuce is wild here. Let's see what that brings us.
You remember that game show called Deuces Wild that used to come on about 10 o'clock in the morning local time?
Stump to Schwab, one of my favorite game shows, sports game shows. Here's the pitch, stand ball. Misses low, full count. And stand ball is going to deliver the payoff here to Fulgencio.
Can't emphasize how important getting out of this inning is. 1, 2, 3 for Bluefield State, especially after what they just went through in the last game.
Big pitch here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fulgencio asked for time, but he didn't get it. I think that may have thrown him off. 3 up, 3 down for the Big Blue, and they'll try to come back on the board and put up some runs. No runs, no hits, no errors. No gold rush left on base. After half in the play, still 0-0. We'll be right back. You're watching the Black College World Series here on the Black College Sports Network.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
J.R. McCree, Tanner Brandon, and Kayvon Maxey, the first 3 batters for the Big Blue. And to round out that lineup, Ty Sizemore batting cleanup, Taylor Tibbs, Roman Moore batting 6, Noah Wooden, C.J. Cooper, and Shane Rivelo 7, 8, 9 here for the Big Blue. Defensive lineups for the Gold Rush from left to right, Cortland Posey, Semino, Blair Frederick on the infield. It'll be Austin Anderson, Antonio Rodriguez, Jose Fulgencio, and Dylan Kuzan. Behind the dish, Tristan Rodriguez and Anthony Dumas will get the start today in the final game. As he starts off, J.R. McCree with the strike on the outside half. Strike 1 to get things started with the fastball on the outside part.
And Dumas has been in, he's seen this lineup, although it was very short.
And there's a fly ball. Shot to the second baseman as Fulgencio reels it in. After 4, if you're scoring at home to start things off here for the Gold Rush.
McCree's production, when he's hit the ball, it's been to that right side. So that's where he wanted to go with that. It just didn't put enough on it.
Got to bring up Tanner Brandon. Tanner Brandon moving up a spot here from the 4-hole to the 3-hole to the 2-hole.
Why not get one of your best hitters and best RBI man an extra at bat potentially?
Batting .364 in this series.
And just missed out. Actually, he's going to give him a strike, a late strike call there.
.364 batting average in this series, 4 RBIs, has walked 4 times and struck out twice.
Here's the pitch. And same spot. So, guys, we're going to have a delayed strike call, so just be patient from the umpire today.
Don't guess it today.
Outfield playing straight up. Defensive lineman on the infield straight up. Here's the pitch. And not exactly the same spot. Good idea there by Tanner Brandon to freeze him on the outside half.
Now, back a couple of days ago in this first matchup against Bluefield State, Dumas surrendered a couple of runs, walked 2 batters, hit a batter. You know, so that was a low point for him coming in relief. Frederick in the ball game, but got no outs.
Yeah, but one thing, like when A.D. Drew talked to Coach Holloway early on, he said he's got his pitching staff in the bullpen. He's gonna trust his guys. Today is a new day. As Dumas reaches full count, here's the pitch, and in the face of Tanner Brandon. Ball 4. So I would have to believe all arms on deck in there for the Gold Rush, including Blair Frederick.
Looks like that move paid off. Brandon was able to draw the walk early, giving Bluefield an opportunity for an RBI. Looks who moves up to the 3-hole now.
And Kayvon Maxey gets to move up from the 4 to the 3. We'll see how this plays out. Double play still in order here for the Gold Rush.
Maxey batting under $1 in this series.
Now, exactly what is under $1?
That means you get changed because he's under 100.
I was just hoping to just figure it out. Leave it to the imagination without calling out the number.
I've got to add that to the Knicks rule book. There it is.
I'm not going to lie to you. That's the first time I've heard that one, too. But I've got to roll the back to that one, too.
Something new for you fellas.
Here's the pitch, and misses high. And this is the area you don't want to be in early on with the Big Blue.
Speaking of early on, Nick, I want to talk about, you see those shadows are starting to creep towards home plate.
Right.
It's going to be probably important that teams score early because I don't think the middle innings are going to see too much scoring because those shadows will be between the pitcher and the batter.
And we had a bit of that last night as we talked about in the game. Actually, early on in that first game, me and Brian had is the ball 4.
Four straight pitches too, and if you combine the 2 last pitches, that's 6 straight.
Ball 6, as we call it.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned Ty Sizemore as he steps into the box to DH for the day. He's having a pretty good World Series here.
He is.
Sizemore is probably the guy you want up in this situation. Let the stat line tell it.
Maybe that's why Drew Bailey made those moves.
And Drew Bailey is going to do that. I mean, this is his 5th game. You know, so, I mean, you've got enough data to kind of provide your next lineup. Here's the pitch. And strike on the outside. Ty Sizemore takes first, strike 1. Dumas back into the strike column. I think Sizemore is ready to swing. Tanner Brandon, your runner on second. Maxey, your runner at first. Ball and dirt. Big Blue runners a hold. Tanner Brandon, decent speed on second. Kayvon Maxey, decent speed at first. The pitch. Brian Fulford just telling him, hello, how you doing? Just letting him know he's here on the mound today.
Yeah, ball placement, ball placement, ball placement.
A.D. Drew, if you're gonna be my schoolyard leadoff guy, man, you've got to be able to take that pitch.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Nick. When it gets up around the head and neck area, you're on your own. I'll take one to the back. I even take one to the rib and the little bit of butt I got. But
baseball has lost plenty of players due to the chin music. Here's a pitch, swung on out of play foul. And actually hit the furnace, or is that a chimney, or what is that called?
I guess it's supposed to be a chimney. But you know, speaking of chin music, how many times you see those little kids go out there, that ball coming too fast.
Absolutely.
I'm not playing anymore.
Absolutely. 2-2 your count. The pitch. And misses high. Ball 3.
As the scoreboard on the screen was ahead 1 ball. A little bit of anticipation by me with my fat fingers over here on that control.
Kick fires, delivers, ball 4. And that might bring out the pitching coach here for the Gold Rush. Let's see how they want to play it here.
Well, they're going to send somebody down to the bullpen, I'm sure, or at least get somebody warming up. It's not the kind of start that they expected.
And that'll juice the bases here for the Big Blue as Taylor Tibbs gets ready to step in the box. Taylor Tibbs, the second baseman, who's had a decent series. He's been playing in a good second base there on the defensive side, Brian. Pitching coach out there to talk to his pitcher in this situation. 1 out, bases loaded. What does he tell his pitcher here?
Throw strikes. I mean, let's keep it simple, keep it real. Throw strikes. Come on now. Let's find the right placement. Don't overgrip the ball, and let's get the ball over the plate.
I think they're probably talking defensive alignment as well. I would totally watch out for any small ball here, depending on where the Gold Rush is going to place their defenders. Look out for all safety squeezes and suicide squeezes right here. A chance to bring in some RBIs, nevertheless, for Taylor Tibbs and the Big Blue from West Virginia. Kick fire delivers. Does Dumas. Delivers a strike. Nobody warming up there for the Gold Rush. However, some gold jerseys did run down to the bullpen. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball swung on behind us. Out of play foul. A lot of foul balls go out here. Oh, and 2 your count, 1 away. Corners in, corners in here. First baseman playing in front of the back. Third baseman Austin Anderson playing just even with the back. Middle back, they'll turn 2 up the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Taylor Tibbs. A little high, ball 2. Action up in the bullpen for the Gold Rush. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Player's going to be at the plate on the corners. Here's the pitch. And just missed outside.
Tough spot to be in for young Mr. Dumas now. Facing a full count with the bases loaded.
The fans from New Orleans, Louisiana did not like that. Nevertheless, it's the payoff pitch. In the dirt, ball 4.
Wow, you walked in the first run of the if game.
And we saw this last night in the Florida Memorial Xavier game. You walk the bases loaded, and you can't get out the inning. Bluefield draws first blood. They lead 1-0. That'll bring up Roman Moore, the catcher.
4 batters walked by my count, unofficial count.
The pitch by Dumas, a little high. Well, your count is correct. That's not a opinion, Brian. That's a fact. 4 walks in a row as Roman Moore steps into the box with bases juiced. Corner still in. The pitch. Fly ball swung on. First base concourse, maybe caught.
And I give credit to, hey, look, Bluefield just to even want to swing at anything right now, because right now, be patient. You really don't have to swing anything. I mean, at this point, Anthony Dumas has to earn strikes. He has to earn the right to get me out at this point.
Absolutely.
There's about 20 of the last 25 pitches have been balls.
The pitch. And in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to catcher Roman Moore.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I thought the first pitch was a ball, but I see it was a strike, though, the very first pitch.
That's that delayed call that we told you.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That's right. That's the delayed call.
Good point.
And just missed outside that time.
Now I'm looking for the delayed call. I'm counting in my head. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Okay, no, he's not going to signal a strike.
Dumas trying to get the Gold Rush out of this inning. He's 1 pitch away. In the dirt, ball 3.
Got to get the ball up. That ball, there's no reason that ball should be skipping into the dirt.
Absolutely.
That ball has got to be up. Let him spray it all over the field, but Don't walk them in. Don't walk another one in.
We've got a ball game here in Montgomery, Alabama. Riverwalk Stadium.
Double play gets about the inning.
It does.
Here it is. And he wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
He wanted to.
five walks in a row.
There's no way Moore should have even, there's a nice little hesitation, but yeah. And that'll do it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Bluefield jump out early in the previous game before Xavier got hot?
They scored 2 runs. That's right, in that second inning. Or was it the first inning?
Second inning.
Second inning, that's right. Well, that'll do it for Anthony Dumas. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll have the stats on the new pitcher for the Gold Rush. Xavier trails the Big Blue of Bluefield State 2-0. You're watching Black College Baseball World Series here on the Black College Sports Network, presented to you by BlackCollegeNines.com.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Gaither's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
Over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands. And the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
This is our moment, and we're doing what many thought we couldn't. We're investing in the stock market. We're buying rental properties. We're starting businesses. And when you're looking for a financial advisor to help you build wealth, choose one you can trust. Choose Wilson Wealth.
Devin Shaw in.
The 6'5 sophomore from Birmingham, Alabama. His name is Jamal Allen. He'll be taking over for the Gold Rush this inning. He'll be trying to pitch them out the jam. He'll inherit 3 base runners. And the new batter will be Noah.
And now for the
Noah Wooten got in the game last game as a substitute. See what Jamal Allen has to offer Noah Wooten. Outfield playing straight up, middle back. Corner still playing even with the back, and just a tad a step in front. The pitch. And misses high, ball 1.
Always interested to see the launch angle for these tall pitchers.
Oh, boy.
Right-handed pitcher. Leadoff is a right-handed batter.
Allen missing high.
And there's no warm-up time either. It's just like, hey, go in and throw strikes. Sounds easier than it actually is.
No, it's it's not hard at all.
No, it's not hard?
I'm sorry, it's not easy at all.
Okay,
yeah, you're right. The pitch. And strike on the inside half. 2 balls, 1 strike. Looks as though he's just having a little release issue. He wants to focus on his release. He's probably gripping the ball a little different here.
Well, I'm sure he didn't get very much. I mean, he may have got about 5 minutes to warm up down there in that bullpen.
Here's the pitch. Misses outside, ball 3. He's got the velocity working, touching 89 on the gun. He touched him. I think he's the one who touched 91 that first night, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I missed the delayed called strike on the previous pitch. I thought that last one was ball 4.
3-1 your count.
Yeah, well.
And just misses inside. The 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
gracious.
walks in a row.
Well, on your bingo card at home, if you had 6 straight walks, or if you were playing any kind of game where you may drink a lemonade every time a batter hits on base, you might not be standing right now.
Well, at this point, C.J. Cooper steps into the box with the bases loaded. I don't think he swings.
Again, no need to. I wouldn't start thinking about swinging until maybe I got down 0-2. Sounds unorthodox, but given the way this is gone, that's where I would be.
What's our train count for today? I'm counting one more right here. Here's a pitch from Allen, and it's up high. Feromex.
Talk about the challenge for Tristan Rodriguez, the catcher. You go from having to start with Dumas, who's 6 feet. Now you go to a 6'5" teammate. Whew.
And at this point, you've got to try to establish fastball. You've got to get in a rhythm. I would like to see Tristan actually maybe call time, go out and talk to him here and try to settle him down himself.
No need to rush if you're Cooper.
Strike 2. Now you think about swinging here.
Exactly. Now, okay, you're looking for the good pitch now.
Now Cooper needs to also adjust. 2-strike approach right here. He'll have to shorten that swing just a tad bit. Here comes the pitch. Ball swung on and hit just off the roof back into the stands. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here. Bottom of 1, Bluefield leads 3-0. C.J. Cooper facing Jamal Allen. Kick, fire, delivers. A little high, ball 3.
Mic check, 1, 2.
We heard you. Nick Strong, Brian Fulford, A.D. Drew, Roy Mitchell on the 1s and 2s. Charlie Edmonds back in Alcorn, Mississippi, taking care of the Alabama State Alcorn series. Full count, it's the payoff. The pitch, swung on, deep drive, left field, foul.
A little bit late on that swing right there, but I was trying to get that bat around. I don't know if the arms are tired or was that just a good pitch.
C.J. Cooper in his 5th game, trying to swing that bat as hard as he can. Here's a ground ball back to the middle. Pitcher over to first base. Not a bad play. We'll take that.
It's 100% a bad play because he went to the wrong base.
Well, what I'm saying is at least you get 1.
Okay.
Yeah, but
his momentum was taking him towards first base. When you get that pitch, you want to take it back home for a 1-2-3 double play. Nevertheless, we'll take 1 in this situation.
What about the 1-6-3 double play?
You could have went that way too, or and you would have got a double play and been out the inning. But do you make sure you at least get 1? The pitch as Reveille steps into the box. AD at this point, after 4 runs and 6 straight walks, I think I'm just trying to get me out here. Runners at second and third. Roman Moore and Noah Wooten. Pitch on the inside half, strike 2.
Well, you remember when we had Coach Chino up here, I believe that was my days of running together. That had to be Thursday. He says you got to keep it within grand slam.
That's
distance.
right. That's right.
1 more run and we are outside of that.
The pitch from Allen. 0-2. Foul tip.
Well, I don't think Bluefield would have imagined that they'd be able to go through the lineup
right
in their first at bat, especially the way that they're doing it.
Bluefield sent 9 batters to the plate this inning so far. Here's the pitch. And misses way high.
You know, these long innings, it's quick to see who fans are rooting for here.
Here's a pitch. Swung on. Ground ball. Right back up the box. Scores Roman Moore. Scores Noah Wooten. And Bluefield takes an early 6-0 lead.
Wow. Great piece of hitting. But, eventually it was going to come. Eventually somebody was going to get a hit. Not the start Xavier wanted to see. Not the start.
Brian, is that their first hit?
First, I believe so, yes. First single of the day.
So every other base runner has gotten on via the free pass.
Exactly.
If the trains run in the outfield, the train's not supposed to run around the bases.
Right. 6 runs, 1 hit. That's what the stat book looks like right now.
Leadoff batter J.R. McCree steps back into the box with his second at bat this inning.
And remember, I think McCree went out in 1 pitch, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and check, but I think it was a 1 pitch, or either the second pitch.
Line out to the second baseman.
Right. Just a little high.
Ravello, the runner at first base. And J.R. McCree at the box. He's choking up on the bat. And it works for him as, actually it doesn't, it does! Falls out of the glove of Jose Fulgencio, excuse me.
Did Fulgencio, did he come into contact with his shortstop and that's why that ball was lost, or was it just, look, he made a great effort, and looking at the replay here, Fulgencio.
I don't know.
Yeah, he may have just lost it when he landed.
Yeah, but he had to be worried about the shortstop coming at him. You have to see that. It's almost like the wide receiver seeing that safety going over the middle.
Right.
Tanner Brandon steps to the box for the second time this inning.
And we would give that a hit, I would think. Right, Nick?
Absolutely. It's the 11th batter of the inning here for the Big Blue.
Did we see this in the previous game where Xavier batted around and brought about 10 to 11 to the plate one time?
Mm-hmm.
So Xavier should have confidence. Hey, we've done it to them also.
The pitch. Ground ball down the third base line. Foul. And Jamal Allen trying to get the goal rush out of this inning. As the ball lands back in fair territory, nobody went to go get it. Bullpen pitcher out on the way. And he gives it to a fan. Haven't seen that yet this series.
Obviously, he didn't get the memo from last game. Please return all 5 balls to the third base dugout.
There are no souvenir baseballs today, huh?
Not in the Black College World Series on Championship Saturday. In game number 11. Can you imagine 11 games times maybe 10 balls a game?
Well, this is where you need a great baseball sponsor. Hello, Rawlings. Or who's making the baseballs these days? Is it Rawlings?
Diamond.
Find your closest Academy of Dicks.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch by Allen. Runners take off, and Antonio Rodriguez
nice snag
jumps and makes the play.
We call that climbing the ladder, Dick.
6 runs here for the Big Blue. And after 1, they lead the Gold Rush 6-0. We'll be right back. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by www.blackcollege9s.com here on the Black College Sports Network.
Boy, Nick, you
must got ESP because you closed it out right at the end of the replay.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
You ran a replay there?
Yeah, I ran a replay of him climbing that ladder right there, and he took it just enough out.
Good. That looks good.
Yeah, like he planned it that way. Yeah, anything that's close, I'm gonna try to get the replay on. Or if y'all say it, I'll cue it up right quick. Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Shaw comes in. No record on the season. He has a couple of appearances there. Swinging a long one, y'all. That one might get out of here. It has a chance. And it's into the bleachers. Home run. Chris O'Neal goes yard. That gives Lane a 10-0 lead right there. Lane College Dragons have put up a 10 spot on Tuskegee thus far. And Tuskegee.
Have you had your
Here up for the Gold Rush as they trail 6-0 in the top of the second inning. Tristan Rodriguez will lead things off here for head coach Adrian Holloway. Austin Stambaugh still going strong here for the Big Blue in his second inning of work. 3 up, 3 down last inning. He starts Rodriguez off with strike one. Big gap between second base and shortstop. As Stambaugh throws Rodriguez the off speed there. Catches him out in front.
Big cut by Tristan Rodriguez, boy. Having a heck of a series, batting .467 in this series. 2 home runs.
Now, is this his first time batting right-handed this series?
You know, it very well may be. I think in his other plate appearances, he has been batting left.
Right side might be his power side in the home run derby. He hit right. There's a ground ball back to the shortstop, C.J. Cooper, in between hops. Takes it across the diamond, and Rodriguez beats the throw. We'll call it an E6.
Tell you, Rodriguez put him in the books for the look at the big fella run. You know, Michael Harvey was just talking about what he likes about Rodriguez. Well, what I like is his hustle.
And as you saw Stambaugh, he looks at C.J. Cooper, picks him up and say, hey, we'll turn 2 right here on the ground ball right back to the pitcher. Double play still in order as Danny Coleman steps into the box. Danny Coleman takes first pitch strike.
Xavier looking for anything that can get them started. They've got 6 to catch up.
The pitch. And tries to go curveball, misses high and outside. You may not want to hang that there to Danny Coleman, Brian.
No. His everything that he hits goes left. So, you know, I'm a little surprised that, you know, the outfield is not shifted that direction, but I would not hang those balls out there if I were you.
And Goins takes off as the Gold Rush have their first stolen base of the day.
Can't be understated. Xavier leading NAIA in stolen bases per game, and number 2 in NAIA in stolen base attempts per game. That's in the nation, folks.
Pitch. There's a shot right back up the middle. Right in front of Reveille. Goins around third. Here comes the throw, and it's going to be cut off by Maxey to the plate. And the Gold Rush hop on the board with their first run of the day.
I'm glad Stambaugh pulled his hand back because that was a shot, and he did a good job. He put his hand up, and he thought otherwise. He's like, nah, let me not.
So Goins scores the first run for the Gold Rush. And Danny Coleman has an RBI single. Runner at first base, no outs for the LSU transfer graduate student Blair Frederick. Blair Frederick, Brother Martin High School. Strike. Danny Coleman has decent speed at first. You have to wonder, can the lefty hold him on pretty tight over there? You might want to catch him leaning. The pitch misses high and outside.
You know, Nick, I think this is one of the few lefty-on-lefty matchups we've had in this World Series.
Absolutely. See how Holloway wants to play this with Coleman at first base, the runner. There's a high fly ball, center field. Riverlake camps under it, can of corn. And one away here for the Big Blue. Good pitch to swing at right there, just didn't get it where he wanted. That'll bring up Cortland Posey here for the Gold Rush. Another lefty versus lefty, AD.
How often do you see that, though, nowadays? Either you go all righty against lefty or you have switch hitters. You have maybe one, but two of them back-to-back.
It's the Black College World Series. And Austin Stanball starts off Cortland Posey with 2 strikes. Stanball 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning here for the Big Blue. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Big strikeout for confidence purposes for Big Blue.
That'll bring up Dylan Kuzan. And Kuzan helped out that rally last game. He's been playing a good first base, Brian.
Yes, he has. Batting a nice .357.
There's a ground ball right back up the box. Tibbs can't get to it. Coleman round second. He's going to go 3. Here comes the throw. He's safe.
And a double for Kuzan. You know, I was watching Coleman. He was very measured in his run around the base pad there at second. And then all of a sudden he turned on the Jets. I think a better throw from the center fielder, Revillo. And, you know, that ball, they might have had a pickoff play there.
You know, that's the same aggression that they use on the base paths to steal bases that he used on that hit pick going from first to third.
Runners at second and third. Coleman at third. Kuzan at second. Austin Anderson, the batter. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
This is the, third lefty in a row? You rarely see this in baseball where you've got a left-handed dominant lineup against a left-handed pitcher.
Actually, 4th lefty in a row. Blair Frederick, Cortland Posey, Dylan Kuzan, and Austin Anderson. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And it's probably an interesting strategy by Coach Holloway because most lefties do not face left-handed batters as people tend to go with right-handed dominant lineups against them.
Stanball shakes off Roman Moore. 0-2, 2 away. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Caught him swinging.
1 run there for the Gold Rush as they scratch here in the top of 2. We'll take a break. When we return, Bluefield State to the lineup. Black College World Series here, presented by BlackCollege9s.com, here on the Black College Sports Network.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in 1 cup with Earthblend Coffee.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama.
Kayvon Maxey, Ty Sizemore, and Taylor Tibbs to start things off here in the bottom of the second inning for Bluefield State. Jamal Allen still in the game for the Gold Rush. He's on the mound. Here comes the pitch. At 87, takes ball one.
Allen looks like he should be playing for Coach Alfred Williams over there at Xavier. With the
The pitch. And strike on the outside. 1-1 your count.
Xavier looking to pick up another championship after they won the men's and women's conference championships earlier this year.
Good pitch on a slider on the inside half.
And this is that point where I think Allen gets a chance to really settle in. The base pads are clear. You can really kind of concentrate without that added stress of what's around you.
Here it comes.
Well,
there's the announcer's jinx, Brian. I mean, you have.
I'm on a roll.
I mean, we've got.
I'm on a roll, aren't I? Unbelievable roll. Unprecedented, by the way. Unprecedented roll. No announcer has been on the kind of roll that I have been on in my efforts to praise the young people who are working their tail off out on the field in front of us, and I continually bring them down. I apologize, folks. All me.
Brian Fulford, everybody. Brian Fulford.
Yes, don't tweet me. That's all I ask.
You mean at DRB365?
Yeah, what was that?
Wow, thanks. See? Broadcast partner, show partner. See how you do, Nick?
Starts off Ty Sizemore with ball one.
No love.
Called me going out of business because I just sold out.
Oh, man.
It's all fun.
Between you and Nick, I mean, I have the analogies and the verbal repartee back and forth is. Oh, there's a pass ball. Or is that a wild pitch?
That's on the pitcher because I don't think that ball even had a chance to get to the catcher's glove.
See that again? Once I figure out what the total stats are on my pass balls and wild pitches are.
Pass ball, that means the catcher had a chance. He should have caught it. It's on him.
Right.
Usually anything in the dirt or anything that's that Bob Uecker pitch like that one right there, you put that one on the pitcher.
The Bob Uecker pitch, huh?
Just
a bit outside. Did you see Major League 3, by the way?
I saw all of the above. Something we need to binge watch.
Now, I wouldn't mind them trying to remake some sort of Major League, type of deal. I mean, but I think they've got to change teams. I don't want to see anything with the Indians winning the World Series. Not my style.
Is that because you're a White Sox fan?
Well, I mean, it might be. But Wild Thing Vaughn is not going to be winning any more championships in the city of Chicago.
All I'm going to
Now, somebody from Major League needs to come back and manage the team. That's what needs to happen, or own the team.
I like that. Here's the pitch by Allen. Strike two. Well, how would you like to see Willie Mays Hayes managing a team? Could you imagine?
Prime time.
Absolutely.
You just take Jackson State and put it in baseball. How about that?
That probably wouldn't be a bad movie. I'd probably take a remake of Willie Mays Hayes making. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, Rodriguez. Holds off Maxey, takes it across the diamond, 6-3 for scoring at home. I wouldn't mind seeing a Willie Mays Hayes Indians remake and him coaching a team, AD. I'd take that.
if you're from the Warner Brothers studio, make sure you send us our credit rights. Send me my check for $2.
As we watch this replay here, there was almost a little hesitation, a little hitch in that throw by Rodriguez there. I'm glad he was able to get that ball out of his hands.
The pitch. Now we're in Montgomery at the AA Stadium. AD, what movie am I thinking about?
I have no clue.
Brian, we're at a minor league stadium.
Did we
What
talk
movie am I
about this
thinking
earlier?
about? No, we didn't. I'll give you a hint. After this
Nice
shot
hit.
here by Tibbs, and Posey gets to it, looking for the double play. He got him!
Wow. I didn't think that ball came out of his hand cleanly enough to be out, but yeah, and you can see the coach heading over to the umpire. Wow. I didn't think that ball came out of his hands cleanly one bit. I was like, there's no way he's going to be out on
We'll
that.
see if we can get a look at it right here. It was a good job.
Cortland Posey with the double play, hitting Jose Fulgencio. And that'll do it here for the Bluefield State Big Blue.
One more look, Nick.
Watch that replay one more time.
Stretched out, played it like a first baseman, sold it as we get ready to go for break. Take us out, Nick.
Black College World Series here on Black College Sports Network, presented by BlackCollege9s.com. I was just going to let you take it out with the video.
That was 7-4? That was the second baseman who backed him up
was
on
that?
that?
Was that the shortstop or the second baseman?
That was second baseman.
Yeah, second
7-4.
baseman.
Yeah, I
Wow.
got 7-4.
If I would have taken it out with me having to press all these buttons and everything else, I would have screwed something back to you.
Okay, so the video of the night that you're going to want to find is Connell Maynard just did the Ric Flair. Just did the entire speech post-game in the post-game interview. Gold chain wearing, Rolex wearing. Yes, he did the whole thing right there and then did the.
He trolling Dion?
Look, I don't know who he's trolling, but he went next level. Wait till you see. That will be the video that will be shown on SportsCenter and everywhere.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida.
Welcome back to the Black College World Series here on the Black College Sports Network. There's a shot by Coco Semino, and it's going to fall in for a leadoff single here right in front of Shane Rivoli.
And I'll tell you what, Nick, Xavier is going to slowly find themselves back in this. You just have a feeling like every inning they're going to get hits. They're going to put runners on. It's up to Bluefield to find a way to limit what's coming. And it's going to have to come with mistake-free baseball, to be honest. I don't know if the pitching is going to get enough batters out consecutively, but it's going to have to come with defense in those moments when you have to make a play.
Middle back, third baseman Tanner Brandon in on the grass. And a good lead for Coco Semino as A.D. Drew was interviewing Coach Holloway. Remember, he talked about how they were trailing Steelman 11-0 and came back and won 18-11. So he's no stranger of playing from behind. Here's the pitch. Misses outside. So the movie I was referring to is Bull Durham.
Got to be more careful.
Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner, one of the best baseball actors ever. Antonio Rodriguez stands in the box. And here's the bunt. And great job there by Stanball as they showed bunt. So maybe the Big Blue will step into a defensive formation here. Let's see if they run anything. A wheel. Here's the bunt. And Rodriguez pulls it back as the umpire calls strike one.
You know, we can flip that on the other side. Maybe Xavier's trying to see what defense they're running and try to counteract the
Absolutely.
offense, and he sees where he needs to hit the ball.
Absolutely. Cat and mouse. Right side hole is open. Here comes the pitch by Stanball. Pickoff. And he may want to watch out. That sun is right in Kayvon Maxey's eye.
Well, that's a good point. I was just going to say you want to keep those runners in check, but that's an interesting angle. If you throw a ball that's too low or too high, recipe for disaster.
Here's the pitch by Stanball. And it kind of crossed up the runner, Coco Semino, on first. He wasn't able to get a good jump. He actually ran back to the bag a little earlier than expected. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Let's see if Rodriguez wants to lay down a bunt here. Is he taking all the way? He'll work to count to 3-2 if he takes all the way here, possibly. There's a ground ball, swung going foul.
He got 3-2 the honest way. How about that?
The honest way. So full count. I wouldn't be surprised if Semino takes off here, guys. Stanball comes set. The pitch. He does. Swing and a miss. Strike him out. Safe. Coco Semino takes a stolen base here.
Wait a minute. They may call interference here. Is that what he's signaling?
Oh, wow. No, he's going to call him out if it's interference.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what it looks like he's doing.
That means the batter is out and the runner has to go back in that case.
So it's a strike 3 swing, and I guess he stepped in front of the catcher.
Let's see if we can pick it up on the replay. Now, the replay didn't cut it. It cut it off just before that.
And we talked about this last night, Brian. Adrian Holloway has been on the wrong side of a lot of questionable calls here in this tournament.
That's got to be at least a half dozen 50-50 calls that were not on his 50.
They're going to talk about it.
Which is probably what should have happened first before he made
Absolutely.
that determination.
Well, no. I'm all for making the call, and then it's his call. He made the call, and then if you want to come out and protest, you're more than welcome to come out and protest, and then I'll go and see if, my other umpires have something to say, and then, of course, one coach comes out, and then, of course, the other coach got to come out. Everybody come on out.
Yeah, they may have more information. They may have a better angle, may have heard something. Now, they're pushing Coach Drew backwards.
There's a championship on the line. This is Bluefield State's final game of the season. There's no conference tournament. There's no national opportunities here for Bluefield State. So, they're playing this with all chips on the table.
And they're going to call the runner out at first.
And then here comes Coach Holloway.
There we go again. Now,
Well, see, that was the initial call that because of the interference, that he was out.
So they call it a double. That makes it a double play.
It wouldn't be a double play, would it?
Because we had to strike him out.
Yeah, he struck out.
But I'm pretty decent on the rules, but usually when you have that interference,
Offensive interference.
yes.
And see, this is what happened in the first meeting that caused things to go off the railroad tracks for Xavier. A controversial play happened early in the contest. It went against them, and what happened there on out. So while they may disagree, don't learn from the previous mistakes. Don't spend time arguing about this. And let it go, because that's what got them in trouble the last game, in my opinion.
There's a shot right side. J.R. McCree camps under it. 3 up, 3 down here for the Gold Rush in the top of 3. They trail 6-1. You're watching the Black College Road Series presented by BlackCollege9s.com here on the Black College Sports Network.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
This is Ryan Fulford.
We've played 2.5 so far here in Montgomery, Alabama at Riverwalk Stadium. The Gold Rush of Xavier trail the Big Blue of Bluefield State by 5 by a score of 6-1. Coming up to the plate here for the Big Blue, Roman Moore, Noah Wooten, C.J. Cooper, and possibly Shane Reveille as they try to add on some runs here in the bottom of 3. Brian Fulford, what have you seen so far here from this contest?
Well, I hate to say I've seen a little bit of what I saw in the first matchup between these teams. Now, honestly, again, that's the interesting about baseball, right? I mean, how the momentum. I remember talking about what 16-2 was the score at the end of the first game. And the energy was sucked out of the ballpark from the Bluefield State side. And then you get the gift of 6 walks. I mean, literally gifts. 6 walks yields 4 runs. Then you get the single or the double. I think it was a single, actually, that drove into. So then you get a 6-0 lead to start. Little controversial play effects. And now, Xavier's playing from behind.
Jamal Allen still pitching here for the Gold Rush.
And to wrap up that point, Nick, it just means Xavier at some point they'll have to slowly compose themselves, and every half inning they're going to have to get at least a run, which they are more than capable of doing.
Absolutely.
More than capable of
Absolutely.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Only problem with that, Brian, is they have to get that 1 run per inning without giving up any additional.
Well, but I'll argue to that, Drew, and say I don't know if Bluefield's bats they really haven't done the damage that
they did it to themselves.
Yeah, if I go back, I mean, look, Bluefield scored 5 runs in game 1. They scored 4 runs in game 2. I mean, now they had the 10-run production against Florida Memorial. Is strikeout on swinging there by Moore. But what I'm saying is the bats from Bluefield State don't scare me as much as Xavier and what their bats are capable of doing.
And I'm definitely in agreement with you on that, Brian. I mean, they really haven't shown too much offensively. Everything that has come for Bluefield has come at the expense of Xavier.
But you know and I know that you don't need much. You don't need much, and momentum has a funny way of working. So
there's a shot by Wooten.
That's lifted.
Towering high fly ball, left field. Cortland Posey camps under it. Can of corn.
Right in front of the Black College 9 sign.
You have to save it if you're scoring at home.
Right on the warning track, too.
WTP.
That spells go to the weight room. Don't miss practice.
Warning track power.
CJ Cooper steps in with 0 for 1 on the day and an RBI as he hit a comebacker to the pitcher, which scored a run. I really like the CJ Cooper kid. There's a shot left side foul up in the press box, or Sweets rather. Comes back down. Jamal Allen threatening with the 1-2-3 inning here for the Gold Rush. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball right back up the middle. Second baseman Fulgencio gets to it, takes it across the diamond to Dylan Kuzan. 3 up, 3 down here as the Gold Rush doesn't surrender any in the bottom of 3. We'll take a break. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollege9s.com right here on the Black College Sports Network.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Shot to third base. Great stab right there by Armstrong. And goes across the diamond to get him out right there. What a play there by Armstrong.
Hey, look, and you can see Arias giving some love to Armstrong with the head nod, but that was a great play. Watch the replay there. What I noticed first, Drew, is the minute Armstrong took off, he led with his glove out. He had his glove out ready so that by the time...
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has...
Welcome back to Riverwalk Stadium here in Montgomery, Alabama. Heading to the top of the 4th inning, Brian Fulford, Nick Strong, and A.D. Drew. The final broadcast team. I want to give a shout out to good friend Charles Edmonds, who called the first 2 days. Really, he and Drew doing yeoman's work on day 1, calling 3 games. Iron Man, exactly.
Had the hot tea at the hotel when I got done with that one, Brian. Hotty toddy, as they say.
And Charles had to be back in Alcorn as the Braves had a lot of action going on back on the Lorman, Mississippi. They call that the Plain? Is that what they call that?
The reservation.
Reservation, excuse me. I have to start getting my SWAC euphemisms or locations down now that my school is joining the SWAC next season.
Ironically, they're playing Alabama State, who is the local team here in Montgomery, Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Tristan Rodriguez called for a strike on that pitch after watching that second one. Rodriguez 1 for 1 with a single in his previous at-bat. Did a great job of running out infield ball to the shortstop. I would say Rodriguez is on that short list of
most outstanding players in this tournament. We'll share some of the outstanding performers with you a little shortly, some of the statistical leaders and just some of the top players from the 11 games that we have had the pleasure of bringing you. 3-1 is the count to Austin for Austin Stambaugh. And
count must be full.
Well, count must be full. Must be. You know, obviously with the delayed calls, we might have missed something.
Unless they're playing 5
full
balls.
Count. The pitch. Called strike 3. Rodriguez in a little bit of disbelief.
I guarantee if that was not an aluminum bat, he would have broken it the way he reacted right there.
Yeah, Tristan Rodriguez has got to swing at that pitch next time. I mean, you're losing by 5 runs, and Stambaugh has not really thrown too many balls outside the zone. You got to be able to recognize those pitches we talked about earlier. I got to tell Tristan Rodriguez to make an adjustment. He's got to be going down swinging next time.
Danny Coleman at the plate, the DH. Ball 1. He's 1 for 1 with a single as well in his previous at-bat. Ball 2.
Did you slowly say ball 2, or you waiting for it?
No, I told you I have to wait.
That's
to
right.
Mississippi after every pitch.
How about 2 Alabamas?
Okay. There's a ball to Tanner Brandon, and Brandon, nice play over to Kevon Moxie. A little 5-3 action there. Unable to execute the toss around the horn, though. That should almost be like send the runner back to first base, or at least you get a second attempt. If you can't execute the toss around the horn after an out, you know, or everyone on the infield, 10 push-ups, something.
That's what Blues say. Just get it back to the pitcher next time.
Just 10 push-ups, man?
10. Well, you know, we can't wait all day. Some of these guys may not be able to do 10. No offense. But just saying.
Just saying.
You know,
first pitch. I'm sorry.
I would say what's interesting here, if this batter could get around and pull the ball, you know, the umpire has the hand shading his eyes. The first baseman has his hand shading the eyes. Second baseman has the benefit of the light tower. You notice he's standing right in the light tower shadow.
I think he's doing it on purpose, by the way.
Oh, definitely on purpose. And right field, you know, anything to that side has a chance of potentially getting some extra bases because you can't see.
1 ball, 1 strike to Blair Frederick. And there he goes into the gap. That's going into the gap, right center. Secured by Shane Revilio, and Bluefield State gets off the field. 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollege9s.com on the Black College Sports Network.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Gaither's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting on in the east stands. The whites were sitting in the west stands, and the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
Bottom half of the fourth inning, and Bluefield State will come to the plate with a 6-1 lead. Leading off is Shane Revilio, who also played center, made that last catch out in center field, followed by J.R. McCree and Tanner Brandon. Jamal Allen still on the hill for Xavier.
And Jamal Allen not throwing bad. I mean, he's had some troubles early on, but he's kind of got in there and settled down. Has retired the last three batters here in the last inning, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully he can parlay that, talking horse racing and the Kentucky Derby there earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Hoping he can parlay that and get through this inning. Shout out to Bob Baffert. I heard his horse won the Derby.
His horse won again. Always, it's like what they say, always bet on black. Always bet on a Bob Baffert horse.
Bet on Bath.
Who was the jockey on that horse today?
I have no idea.
All right.
I'm not that level. On that level. 2-0 pitch.
Have you ever been to a Derby?
Never.
I've been to 3 Derbies.
Kentucky Derby?
Yes.
Okay. I know there are other Derbies. That's why I asked that. So don't.
I've been to 3 Kentucky Derbies.
Okay.
I've been to 2 Kentucky Derbies and 1 Breeders' Cup.
Okay. Wow. Look
at Churchill. Yeah.
Amazing. 3 balls and no strikes. Jamal Allen. And that one drops low. And on 4 straight pitches, Shane Revilio walks. And I don't have an official count on the number of walked batters, but I would say unofficially we're probably at about 6 or 7. Now at the plate comes J.R. McCree. He is 1 for 2. Line drive and then a single over center. There's a wild pitch, and that is going to send Revilio over to second base.
Now I think we're going to credit him with the pass ball on that one. As A.D. Drew was saying earlier, that touched the catcher's glove. He should have had that.
Well, that's sometimes that catching the glove. I mean, it's like it wasn't in the area for me to catch it, but just because it skipped off the edge of my glove. We have the replay. We don't have the replay of that one.
Still have it.
We're going to give him. I'll take your word. Nick Strong's rule book says give him a pass ball.
Open your eyes next time, as they say. That's what they used to tell me when I was back there playing catcher. Open your eyes, Drew. Maybe you'll catch it.
Foul ball for strike 1.
I thought the bat was going to hit me.
I just appreciate the way that J.R. McCree chokes up on the bat. That's how he got his last hit early on. Makes the bat smaller, makes the bat lighter.
1-1 inside. No. Had to wait on Blue to say no. So that's ball 2 there.
Absolutely.
Nick, you say makes the bat smaller, makes the bat lighter. Why not just go with a lighter, smaller bat?
That's what I've always
Because it's
thought.
probably already a 32.
Outside and away.
And for the layman, why is 32 such an important number?
32 length, 33 length, 34 length. Now they use a -3, which means the bat can't be 3 ounces less than the length. So you might swing a 32-29 or a 33-30 or a 34-31.
3 balls and 1 strike to J.R. McCree. Slapped up the middle. Shortstop comes over. Rodriguez takes it over to first. Runner advances to third on the fielder's choice. And Tanner Brandon will come to the plate.
Nick, I'll give you credit. I know what you're talking about, but I like how you break it down for the average consumer out there.
I appreciate that, man. We're going to start doing a sponsored segment. Nick breaks it down.
Nick breaks it down.
And I'm not talking band style either.
Did you used to watch the baseball bunch on Saturday mornings, Nick?
No, I didn't. I heard of that, man. Now tell me what was that?
That was Johnny Bench's show. He had Tommy Lasorda as the wizard.
Gotcha.
And they had the San Diego Chicken was always on there for the
wow,
comedic relief.
He's legendary.
Yeah.
The chicken's legendary.
You know, make me go YouTube it. Oh, here
Are
we
they?
go.
Is this
The
an intentional?
walk. This is the four-finger walk.
Is this an intentional walk that they?
Yeah, so in college baseball this year and pro baseball, they're going to make sure that you don't throw as many pitches as, while you're out there. So if you want to have an intentional walk, you just kind of let the umpire know, put them on.
Yeah,
and that's a smart decision because you bring up Kevon Moxie, who is, again,
hasn't had a great series.
Batting below $1.
Right.
Change for $1.
1 of 13.
And you keep the double play in order.
Exactly.
But you got to throw strikes.
Strike one there. Be a big moment here for Moxie if Moxie can show a little bit of that and get this ball into the outfield.
I don't mind this. I don't mind that right there. I don't mind that, but you got to take off. You did it wrong. I don't mind Tanner Brandon taking off, but if you're going to waste one, if you're going to sacrifice out there, you've got to get that run home on third base. And right here, Shane Reveille, he should have been taken off and forcing to throw it home. I'm not okay with that move by head coach Drew Bailey.
So the 1-6 pickoff leaves Revillo out on third, and now there's 2 outs.
Now the momentum shifts towards the way of the Gold Rush.
You know, when I coached Little League, we actually had a play similar to that. And not only are you trying to get that runner on third, but you're also possibly trying to draw the bulk. And the pitcher may get confused and not know which way to go.
Absolutely.
The 0-2 pitch. Slapped into right field. Over the head of Frederick. Moxie on his horse. Around second. Going for 3. Showing a little bit of that. Moxie. Kevon Moxie. To his bench. Let's go. Big play for the young man who's had a tough series.
And I told you that right field was going to be tough with that sun.
You did. That was a good call. Now, I would ask, Nick, I'll come to the rule book. Nick, any chance there's a bit of an error there on Frederick?
It didn't touch his glove. Trouble. He may have misplayed it, but it didn't touch his glove, so it's not an error.
Okay.
But what I will give an error to, nevertheless, they did score. Tanner Brandon took away a run from his own team right there. You know, that should have been a 2-run RBI. That should have been a 2-run RBI triple.
Good call. So the score is now 7-1. Ty Sizemore at the plate. First pitch ball. Jamal Allen. Gets his first strike. And those are the opportunities, we talked about playing mistake-free baseball at this point. Swinging. He did go across the plate. Strike 2.
Good thing he didn't ask for the appeal because the umpire was shading in his eyes. He might not have saw it cleanly.
Sizemore batting .375 in the series. 13 plate appearances. 3 for 8. 4 RBIs in the series. Has a chance for his 5th with a runner on third. That ball's high. Ball 2.
Jamal Allen's touching 87, 88 on the radar gun. He has touched 90 as we've seen, but he's got to be able to put it inside the strike zone here.
Well, I would imagine, I'll share my thought here in a second, the 1-2 pitch. Foul ball. Actually, it should have been a 2-2 pitch. Our scoreboard only says 1-2.
Finally saw an umpire field a ground ball out there. And with the throw, he's a lefty.
Was it by choice? Sometimes you have that excuse me field the ball.
You've got leadoffs. You've got pickoffs.
That ball drops low and away.
Courtesy leads.
It is a full count.
Then you've got ground ball leads and courtesy ground ball leads, man. You know it all.
Hey, between us, maybe we can come with the terms of baseball between you and I and Brian with his 2 cents.
2 outs Full count for Allen. Another foul ball. Sizemore staying in there, staying in the box here.
That shot into the bullpen where Bluefield State hopes they don't have to send anybody anytime soon.
6:31 here Central Time. Notice that the lights have come on here. So as the shadows, as the day becomes night, a little light coverage here. The 3-2 pitch. And Sizemore staying alive.
Now, that's not the way you feel at the ground ball. Drew Bailey's going to have to work on that in that coach's box on third base. You've got to come away with that clean as a coach. You can't just throw one hand out there and expect to catch the ball. You got to do it with two, AD.
Remember, he's without a glove, so.
Without a glove? Oh, my goodness. What type of excuses are those?
Full count, 2 outs. Swinging, strike 3. Good job by Jamal Allen to force that strikeout. But runner left on. 1 run did come across the plate, and Bluefield is back up by 6 runs. We'll go to the top of 5. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollegeNines.com on the Black College Sports Network.
This is our moment, and we're doing what many thought we couldn't. We're investing in the stock market. We're buying rental properties. We're starting businesses. And when you're looking for a financial advisor to help you build wealth, choose one you can trust. Choose Wilson Wealth.
Devin Shaw in now for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Shaw comes in. No record on the season. He has a couple of appearances there. Swinging a long one, y'all. That one might get out of here. It has a chance. And it's into the bleachers. Home run. Chris O'Neal goes yard. That gives Lane a 10-0 lead right there. Lane College Dragons have put up a 10 spot on Tuskegee thus far. And Tuskegee.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
Coming up here in the top half of the 5th inning, Cortland Posey for Xavier. 0 for 1 on the day. And nice knockdown there by Tanner Brandon, but it's going to result in a single for Cortland Posey. Can't really say that Brandon had a great play on that. I mean, he was in on practically on the infield. He did a good job just to knock that ball down and not let it get into left field.
Yeah, good job there by Tanner Brandon, just to save him maybe a base. Yeah, we'll definitely give him a single on that. But that's another leadoff single there for the Xavier University Gold Rush. They have to be able to concentrate and do something with that here.
Swinging towards the right side, and Tibbs has trouble with that ball. It's scooped up, but he was able, to get that ball over to Moxie, to the displeasure of the first base coach.
That's Xavier 0 for the tournament thus far on 50-50 calls, fellas.
Much to the displeasure of the first base coach. We'll see.
Take a look at that one
if
last
Coach
time.
Holloway. We'll see if we've got the replay on that.
If you see the ground ball here, hit to the second baseman Tibbs. Tibbs bobbles it, gets away with it, and that runner beat that ball out by a mile. That's the wrong call.
Yeah, I thought he was through the bag myself.
That runner beat that ball out by a mile. That's the wrong call.
Now, and you know, the bad part is there's not going to be,
But there's really nobody who he can appeal, who he can ask.
Yeah, well, who can you ask, right? There's not too many people you can go to because the first base, it was the first base umpire's call. He's right there.
Well, you still just kind of want to talk to him. You still want to talk to him, let him know you're in the game, and you're not going to take that much longer. You have to stand up for your team, and that's what Coach Holloway is doing right here.
Now, I'm gonna help the umpire out. The only thing he can do is come to the home plate umpire and ask him, was his foot on the bag, and maybe the home plate umpire could bail him out and say his foot was off the bag.
Well, we're still waiting to see. I think
he's out.
Yeah, they're going to say he is out. And so on that, I can't call that you want to call that a routine 4-3 ground out, but only in the books will it show as a ground out 4-3.
Fielder's choice.
Fielder's choice.
10 years from now, he dove from here to the right field line for that stop.
And, this is why instant replay is being instituted across the board in all sports. And even at the college level, they're using it in some conferences, and, especially at the pro level.
Yeah, but in this tournament, Xavier would have been out of challenges. If
Absolutely. I agree with you. Well, not if they're winning the challenges.
But isn't it just like in the NFL or other sports, win or lose, you only get so many?
Well, yeah. If you in NFL, you win it, you keep it.
Right.
Baseball, you keep it as well.
Okay.
One ball and one strike now to Austin Anderson.
Uh-oh. This is getting interesting. Xavier is as close to a hometown team as we have, but they are definitely not getting hometown calls here in this stadium or in this entire tournament.
There's a foul ball by Anderson. And, there's a sense of us against the umpires that I'm getting from Xavier, as if you're playing as some Anderson over the shortstop's outreach glove. That's going to bring in Posey. And it's 7-2 on the single by Anderson.
And good piece of situational hitting and timely hitting there by the third baseman, Austin Anderson. Got a pitch that he could drive opposite side. Just needed to get it to the outfield, and he did just that while scoring one other gold rush. Here it is right here, Coach Holloway sending around Cortland Posey to score, and that will cut the lead down for the gold rush here.
What was interesting is that ball was in the air long enough, and it was a perfect combination of height on that hit versus the speed. Went over C.J. Cooper's glove into the outfield. Semino, that's in the gap. Revillo over into left center to catch that one, and one pitch, one swing, one out.
Yeah, Coco Semino, he goes up there, and he gets the green light whenever he needs it. But he's got to start placing that ball on the ground. He's got to get it out there. He's got too many flyouts today. That's his second flyout to center field.
Runner stayed on first. That's Austin Anderson. And here is Antonio Rodriguez, 0 for 2 today. Here in the top of the fifth inning. 7-2 score. There's a shot right past Cooper at short. Nice piece of hitting there. And you notice, I feel like I feel like Xavier is jumping on these first pitches with some sort of regularity that I don't think we saw in previous plate appearances.
Yeah, but Antonio Rodriguez showed you how to jump on a first pitch there. You've got to put it on the ground. You've got to stroke it somewhere. You can't really put it in the air because every time you put it in the air on the Bluefield Big Blue, they're making their plays on defense. So you have to put it where they ain't.
And we say ain't on the mic.
I got to put it where they ain't.
Jose Fulgencio comes to the plate with 2 runners on, 2 outs. He is 0 for 2 today. We are well aware of what he can do as he has had a good series, swinging strike 1.
And a little bit too anxious right there. He took a fastball swing on an off-speed pitch. That's not the pitch you want. We know you got warning track power, and we know you got the home run in the game earlier, but you have to be a little bit more smarter with that, especially trailing 5 runs.
Austin Stambaugh on the mound for Bluefield State. The 0-1 pitch, low, ball 1.
And that's essentially the same pitch he just swung at on the first pitch. He wants to find something, up a little high. It's a lefty. So there's a hook and there's a movement that comes with the lefty fastball or a lefty pitch. You want to take the lefty right there to right side, especially in this situation. You can maybe, at least score 1 run at second. You make it the second run in from first.
The 1-1 pitch. Hung that one in there. Called strike 2.
And again, Fulgencio is showing his fastball swing on another off-speed pitch. He's not being patient at the plate right now.
But don't they teach you, you look fastball, adjust to the off speed?
And sometimes you just get the problem wrong every now and then.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on first and second. The pitch by Stambaugh to the plate. Hits the dirt, bounces in front of him.
May have caught up.
A pickoff at second. No, they say Anderson was able to get back in time.
I don't think the NOLA fans would have let the umpires out officially after that call right there if he called him out.
Thank goodness. Well, deuces are super wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Jose Fulgencio. The pitch by Stambaugh. Chopped in front. Stambaugh cleanly covers it over to first base. Bluefield State's out of the inning. They did give up a run, and Xavier left 2 on. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Bluefield still leading 7-2. You're watching the Black College World Series, presented by BlackCollege9s.com on the Black College Sports Network.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit HBCUPrideJoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free
Bottom of the fifth inning for Bluefield State, and Taylor Tibbs is at the plate. Called strike one there. Jamal Allen on the bump for Xavier.
Still in the bump for Xavier.
Honestly, he hasn't pitched too bad, except for like a couple batters there when he had a few walks, but he's actually pitched pretty good after coming in relief.
Well, definitely. He has settled down from the second inning on, only giving up one run, and I believe maybe one or two hits. Ball three for Allen. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Tibbs, who's 0 for 1, walked, and had a fly out in his 2 plate appearances today. And make that the second walk for Tibbs. Bluefield State College, an NCAA Division II school, public school in West Virginia, in Bluefield, West Virginia. Big things happening there for Bluefield State, adding about a dozen or so athletic programs, including football, which will be coming back for the first time since 1980. Brandon Moore, that's going towards the right field line. Will it drop? It'll be foul.
That would have been deadly there for Bluefield State. If that ball gets down, you've got Tibbs ending up at third, maybe home, and the hitter, Tibbs ended up on third, maybe home, and Roman Moore definitely ended up on second.
So only counts as a strike. That ball is low. Ball 1.
I think that one caught the catcher a little bit tight, as we've got a bullpen ball that's rolled down to the backstop.
Well, I think that was the original foul ball that went over into that area. 1-1, Allen to Moore. Called strike 2. Had to wait on it a little bit from the umpire.
As they say, wait for it.
That was 89 miles an hour. Looks like the radar gun is back to working again. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3. Punch him out of there. Moore has a seat.
And that was a good piece of pitching there by Jamal Allen. Just stayed away from Roman Moore, as Roman Moore has already struck out once on the day. He knows his bat is slow. You know, just kind of keep blowing that fastball by him. No need to go finesse with the off speed there. Just blow it right past him with the fastball.
Noah Wooten, the left fielder, comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1 today, a walk and a fly out as well. First pitch way outside, ball 1. Here's a shot towards the shortstop. Rodriguez scoops over to second base. Little fielder's choice, 6-4. And that'll put Wooten at first.
You know, again, Rodriguez has been making plays all weekend. I was actually glad to see him go to second base right there. The double play was in order, but he did have time with the slow runner in Taylor Tibbs over there at first base to get the lead out at second. Good job there by Rodriguez, and even a better job for Fulgencio to just hold the ball when he received it.
There's a high ball lifted towards the line, left field into the bleachers. C.J. Cooper, the shortstop, at the plate. Cooper batting 143 in this tournament. Now, if Cooper gets on base, though, could be problems as he has 4 stolen bases in this tournament.
Yeah, Cooper's a speedster shortstop. He's been doing his job on the base paths. And another ball there.
That definitely was not a foul ball. I saw that one come out the a 55-mile-an-hour curve, a 55-foot curveball in the bullpen.
Well, what that also lets me know is that's why the pitchers are coming in throwing balls when they get into the game. You know, you got to have a coach down there. You got to have somebody helping out with the guy getting warm in the bullpen.
The 1-1 pitch to Rodriguez, another fielder's choice, 6-4, and out of the inning is Jamal Allen and Xavier. We're going to head to the 6th inning. Our score remains 7-2 in favor of Bluefield State. We'll be back for more. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollege9s.com on the Black College Sports Network.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Shot to third base. Great stab right there by Armstrong. And goes across the diamond to get him out right there. What a play there by Armstrong.
Hey, look, and you can see Arias giving some love to Armstrong with the head nod, but that was a great play. Watch the replay there. What I noticed first, Drew, is the minute Armstrong took off, he led with his glove out. He had his glove out ready so that by the time...
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Here we are back to the top of the 6th inning for Xavier. Tristan Rodriguez, Danny Coleman, Blair Frederick scheduled in this inning.
That's a tough lineup.
It is, right in the middle of the order for Austin Stambaugh. Low and in the dirt, ball 1. You know, just to finish for those who may not be familiar with Bluefield State College, opened in the late 19th century as the Bluefield Colored Institute, created to educate the children of black coal miners in segregated West Virginia.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know that's a big area for coal mining up in that area. Remember there was a couple of years, about 3 or 4 years ago, the miners got stuck in the cave for about 7 or 8 days.
I think it might have been longer than that.
Might have been longer than that, that's right.
The 2-0 pitch And Rodriguez took that one, and now he's 3-0. About 1,263 undergrads at Bluefield State as of numbers posted from 2018-2019.
It's not a bad number.
Go-bstate.com to check out the athletic programs at Bluefield State. And on 4 pitches, Tristan Rodriguez will be on first. Rodriguez with a solid performance in this.
I actually don't like Rodriguez helping pick up the ball right there on ball 4. That ball is in live and it's in play.
Yeah.
Well, but it's a walk though. How's that in play?
But it's a live ball.
It's a walk though. How's that?
It's a live ball.
It's a walk. How's it live? The play's not dead?
If it's a
Actually, no, the ball is not dead.
Yeah.
Even though
you can take second base on the ball 4 if you can.
Really? I've never seen that.
Well,
I haven't seen a lot.
You haven't seen HBCU baseball.
There you go. Danny Coleman at the plate. Off speed by stand ball, strike 1.
Going back to that, the moment the batter touches it though like that, then the umpire kills it, correct?
Well, he can, yes.
Well,
yes.
hopefully
he
he
would,
did.
yeah. I mean, but what if the ball had got past the catcher? If I'm the runner, I may be able to take second base. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The 0-1.
But that reminds me how nice Serrano was on Major League 1, 2, and 3. Baseball been very, very good to me.
Pinch runner, or not pinch runner, but courtesy. I have to keep reminding myself. Courtesy runner Goins is at first. There he goes in the dirt, and Goins with a nice easy steal. And again, the nation's leading team in stolen bases per game gets another one.
Goins was going on that one.
Runners in scoring position now. Now we're at that point where, unfortunately for Xavier, they didn't get the single run here and there between the 2nd and 5th. They need multiple runs here. Called strike.
Oh, wow.
Got to put more than sticks on the board.
These humps aren't having a good weekend, man. These humps aren't having a good weekend. I tell you.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Big pitch here for Stambaugh. Looking to get Danny Coleman out. Runner on second. The pitch. Slaps it down the line, foul into the bullpen area for Xavier. Coleman strikes me as a pull hitter. Very surprised to see that go opposite field.
But you want to take an opposite field approach right now.
Now there's a
especially
big
with that gap between first and
I was just going to say that. I don't know if you can show that. There's a big gap there between center and right. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Coleman. Stambaugh checks the runner at second. Comes to the plate. Ooh, we've got a called timeout by Coleman.
That may be the first call Xavier has gotten of any kind today. That pitch may have been called a strike.
Well, what's interesting is we've seen other instances. I think, was it this game or the last game, Nick, where we've seen, I think it was Fulgencio who was in the box calling for time and the umpire didn't give it to him.
That's right.
There's a shot going opposite field, and McCree comes up with it. Runner tags and advances to third. So we'll credit a sacrifice for Coleman moving that runner over to third.
That's a good tag there by Goins. You definitely want to put yourself closer into scoring position. And a good sac fly there by Danny Coleman just to kind of get the ball in the air in the outfield, moving the runners around. Playing a little pinball out there.
Blair Frederick comes to the plate now. 0 for 2 today, both flyouts, both of them towards center or right center. So he's had some lift on his previous 2 attempts. Fouled off.
Add another train, fellas.
Frederick batting .364.
This train only has one engine.
It goes chew, not choo-choo.
Oh, is that why chew is for each engine?
I don't know what it is now.
I learned something new every broadcast with you.
I love baseball, man.
Blair Frederick, the 0-1 pitch. I thought he was a little late on that one, a little indecisive, or maybe just a great pitch by Stanball. But now Stanball is up 0-2 on the very dangerous Blair Frederick.
So just one chew.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Big hole up the middle.
The 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball one.
I think he was trying to get him change his eye level, make him chase, but I don't think he was trying to throw it that far outside.
The 1-2 pitch. Swinging, hard cut, strike three. Frederick was trying to take that ball somewhere. Unable to connect with it, though. Awesome pitch by Austin Stanball.
Yeah, not a bad pitch there by Stanball. Just kind of put it where Blair Frederick couldn't get to it. Good swing there by Frederick, but you got to put that on the ball. You got to put a bat on the ball. You got to get that ball to the outfield, and you got to score a run here.
That was the 6th strikeout of the day for Stanball. Now comes Cortland Posey, and he pulls that.
Here's the barrage of lefties.
1 for 2 today. Two outs, runners on third. Austin Stanball. The pitch to Posey. Posey right at third base. Tanner Brandon, he goes over to first. Moxie is able to stay up and bring that one in. And that was a long 5-3. Nothing routine about these at this point in the game. But we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. With a score of 7-2. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollegeNines.com on the Black College Sports Network.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival. This is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Gaither's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands. And the score wound up 34-28.
Bottom of the 6th inning here. Bluefield State coming to the plate, facing Jamal Allen. Allen, who came in relief in the very first inning after Xavier found themselves in a horrible hole in which they gave up 6 runs. But ever since then, Allen has done well.
2 strikes to Shane Revillo, the center fielder, and number 9 batter. So top of the lineup after him, McGree and Brandon. Foul ball.
And this is definitely what you want to see if your head coach, Adrian Holloway, your pitcher battling in the 6th inning. 2 strikes on the board to start things off here to the leadoff batter, which that's been the issue. You know, in the last the last 2 leadoff batters for Bluefield State have reached base.
Allen has thrown 82 pitches, 3 strikeouts, and walked 4. One ball and 2 strikes now to Revillo. The pitch. High, ball 2.
I don't think Revillo is the guy you want on base to lead things off. He has some pretty good speed out there playing center field.
And 3 consecutive balls in this plate appearance has now made it a full count. Revillo has already walked once in this contest, twice in the series. Full count. Called strike. Got him looking. And that'll be the 4th strikeout for Jamal Allen.
Yeah, I like the way Allen pitched Revillo right there. He came back and got him. He started him off with 2 strikes, got in trouble. But, you know, you got to trust your fastball. And that's one of the things that you get taught as a pitcher in college these days. You have to trust your fastball.
J.R. McGree caught looking at strike 1. 1 for 3. McGree batting .500 in the series. There's a cut. Went chasing after that one. Strike 2. Again, I will say that again. Batting .500 in the series.
That's huge.
That's huge. Now, a lot of his hits have come towards right field, so. And for a right-handed hitter, I find that pretty interesting, Nick.
Hey, Brian, just to clarify, that's not 1 for 2 to equal that 500, correct?
Being funny. No, in the
somewhere about 9 for 18, probably.
Yes, thank you.
Is he 9 for 18?
He is actually 9 of 18. Yeah. Good call, Nick. Way to see that one. Inside, a little tight.
I challenged that. I challenged that right there.
Well, whose call is it to challenge? Is it McGree's or his coach?
The umpire has to ask the umpire. The coach can professionally ask the one umpire, but he cannot ask the umpire directly.
He went reaching for that one. Called strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Allen, and it, you know.
And as AD was talking about earlier, he changed his plate perception right there. Got him looking on the outside as that ball went into the dirt. He had him thinking inside, and all of a sudden he just breaks him off, as we like to say, and just kind of, you know, got him swinging in the dirt right there.
First pitch scooped up by Anderson over to first base. Scooped it out of the ground is Kuzin, and 1 pitch, and retiring the side is Jamal Allen and Xavier. We're going to the 7th, turning it over to Nick Strong. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollege9s.com on the Black College Sports Network.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
This is our moment, and we're doing what many thought we couldn't. We're investing in the stock market. We're buying rental properties. We're starting businesses. And when you're looking for a financial advisor to help you build wealth, choose one you can trust. Choose Wilson Wealth.
Devin Shaw in now for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Shaw comes in. No record on the season. He has a couple of appearances there. Swinging a long one, y'all. That one might get out of it. It has a chance. And it's into the bleachers. Home run. Chris O'Neal goes yard. That gives Lane a 10-0 lead right there. Lane College Drag.
Welcome back to Riverwalk Stadium here in Montgomery, Alabama. The Bluefield State Big Blue lead the Gold Rush of Xavier University 7-2. I'm Nick Strong, and they are A.D. Drew and Brian Fulford hanging out with us up top. I'll bring you 7, 8, 9 here as the Gold Rush of Xavier try to make one final surge. They've got 3 ABs left to do so. Austin Stanball still going strong here for the Big Blue, going into his 7th inning of work here. Dylan Kuzan, Austin Anderson, and Coco Semino to lead things off here in the Xavier half of the 7th inning. We've got to this point so far, Brian, a 6-run first inning by the Bluefield State Big Blue.
And it's been a practically even game ever since.
And Stanball still painting corners. 2 balls, 1 strike to count.
Really impressed with Stanball. 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio through 78 pitches thrown.
3 balls, 1 strike is Kuzan. Having a good eye at the plate. Needs to have a good eye so that the Gold Rush can have another leadoff runner here. Comes the pitch, and it hits him.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a dead ball.
On the right.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Did he hit him?
Oh, wow. Was it a foul ball?
Must have hit the bat.
Well, it must have hit the bat.
Okay, but why is he shaking his arm anyway?
He definitely was not in the strike zone as we've had called in this tournament once or twice.
So the count is full.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Stanball shaking off Roman Moore. Here comes the payoff. Outfield playing straight up. Infield playing straight up. Stanball kick fires and delivers and misses in the dirt.
You know the one thing I love about baseball, Nick? The chants and everything you get from the sidelines, from the dugouts, both the offense and the defense, depending on the situation on the field. Some of the chants and sayings that they come up with in this game are amazing.
Have you ever been to a softball game?
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, those girls are at it for 7 straight innings, man.
Yeah.
Just the second walk by Stanball in the contest.
That'll bring up Austin Anderson. He'll try to lay down a sacrifice bunt. Stanball looks to second, but he's going to have to make the play at first. Throws it over to Kayvon Maxey, gets the runner.
Now, Roman Moore pointed him to first, but I think Stanball wanted to go to second.
Absolutely he did.
I think he could have gone to second, but Moore with the 5-run lead said go for the smart play. Here's the replay on that.
That's what I was going to say with the 5-run lead.
Oh, there was plenty of time to go to second, in my opinion, but I understand.
Get
one. Right.
That run is not important.
Well said.
Coco Semino steps to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. A single and 2 flyouts to center field. He's got to get this ball down.
1 for 3 today for Semino, excuse me.
Coco is his name.
Batting .368 in the tournament.
Kuzan, the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. You know, one thing I want to see more from Coco Semino is just driving the ball opposite side as a leadoff man. You've got to learn to work all fields here.
Well, he sprayed that ball towards left center in his 3 plate appearances.
And he misses on the outside half. Coco Semino now being patient. He's usually a free swinger. Antonio Rodriguez waiting in the hole here. He's on deck. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Foul out of play. On top of the roof. Over the chimneys. Santa Claus has a lot of entrances here, AD. Pick one.
Does Santa Claus have all the presents to fill up those entrances? That's the question.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here. Top 7. Xavier threatening. The pitch by Stanball. There's a shot right side, too far up in the air. Could be trouble. Right fielder J.R. McCree camps under it. Makes the catch. F-9 if you're scoring at home.
Good job by McCree. That's one of those pop-up fly balls that earlier, while the sun was out, might have given Bluefield some trouble. Felt like they did have troubles with a few balls earlier when the sun was out.
Twilight is here upon us. Lights are on. The beautiful, actually a beautiful sky right now, fellas.
Here's the pitch. As Antonio Rodriguez steps into the box. He's 1 for 3 on the day. A strikeout, a line out to the third baseman, and a single out to left center field. First game started at 1 o'clock. Xavier wins. Forces the game 7. Here we are here. Xavier trails in the first inning of Bluefield 6-0. They add 1 in the 4th. Xavier picks up 2 here. And we have 7-2 ball game.
Is it kneel in baseball?
Kneel is universal.
No.
No, it's not?
No. You don't say in American football you don't use kneel.
I've used kneel plenty of times.
Really?
Absolutely.
You're just that dude. Nick
I'm
Strong.
that dude. Football's not king here. This is the pastime. Home of the Montgomery Biscuits. Tampa Bay Rays, minor league affiliate here. What does a biscuit mascot look like? Have we seen the biscuit mascot?
Yeah, there it is.
I see it. I mean, but the actual person or the costume.
It's a biscuit.
It's a what? It's an elephant?
It's a biscuit.
Oh, wow.
It's a biscuit with butter in it. and eyes.
Oh, wow.
Are you joking? Are you really? Anyway, let's not go down this road. We can end up talking about mascots all day. Let's not go down that road. Let's not.
There's a story behind how that was chosen. I was living there. It came out of a newspaper contest. And
those newspaper contests. So false. So false. If we could count the number of bad names that have been chosen or used as an excuse through the old quote-unquote newspaper contest, don't go for it, folks.
Right.
Just know that they've already decided. They're just coming to the public so they don't get backlash.
Full count here, 2 away. Xavier threatening. Trying to cut into this lead. Here's the pitch. Fouled upon. Back to the backstop. Well, that kind of wonders how the San Diego Chicken comes to fruition. I'm not sure why.
See, this
and the Philadelphia Phillies.
Don't
they
go
both
down
use
the
it.
road. Don't go down the road.
St. Louis Cardinals have Redbird.
Standby works out the stretch. And another foul tip by Antonio Rodriguez.
Rodriguez doing a great job. 3 consecutive foul balls. Doing a great job of staying alive in this at-bat.
You remember QB the Expo? Shades of the 80s for you young folks.
They had a really good team during the lockout year. Or excuse me, during the shortened season back in 94. Or was it 92?
94.
94, that's right. Stand ball delivers. The pitch, ground ball through the left side. Tanner Brandon fields it, gets up clean, makes the throw across the diamond.
Great play by Tanner Brandon. Great play. Awesome job. Way to get down on the dirt.
Check this out, fella.
Take a look at Tanner Brandon flashing the leather. Tanner Brandon to his left side. Across the diamond for 1, 2, 3. Black College World Series here, presented by BlackCollege9s.com, here on the Black College Sports Network.
Dragons have put up a 10 spot on Tuskegee thus far. And Tuskegee.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
No 7th inning stretch, but the song did get them out of their seats, especially up here in the suites, as the Bluefield Big Blue step back into the batter's box against these Gold Rushers from Xavier. Leading off things here for the Big Blue will be Kayvon Maxey, Ty Sizemore, Taylor Tibbs. That's 3, 4, 5. As the fans hop on the umpire, they thought he missed that strike call there. Jamal Allen still going strong here for the Gold Rush. Kayvon Maxey swung out of his shoes, but actually his helmet came off.
He definitely didn't miss that strike call.
They say the ball never lies. The pitch from Allen. High towering fly ball on the infield. Looks like second baseman Fulgencio calls him off. After 4 if you're scoring at home.
Well, when those balls, when they hang in the air that long, I tell you, man, some of the toughest outs. You're just waiting on that ball to come down.
Allen kick fires, delivers to Ty Sizemore. Sizemore's had a good tournament, but not a good game right here, Brian. 0 for 2 on the day so far. Actually 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. That's a shot. Cortland Posey camps under it. 2 away here for Jamal Allen in the Gold Rush.
Would that be considered a can of corn or just a deep fly ball?
That's a can of corn. Definitely a can of corn.
Allen getting great support by his defense. And he's getting out. It feels like he's getting out of these innings rather quickly.
The pitch. And there's the strike call to Taylor Tibbs. Taylor Tibbs grounded it, well, 2 walks on the day and actually flied out into a double play. There's a shot right side, high fly ball. Fulgencio camps under it, makes the play. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jamal Allen.
Another quick inning for Xavier.
3 up, 3 down, and the gold rush of Xavier still trails 7-2 to the Bluefield State Big Blue. We'll be right back. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollege9s.com right here on the Black College Sports Network.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Welcome back to the Black College World Series. Montgomery, Alabama. Nick Strong, A.D. Drew, Brian Fulford. Xavier 2, Bluefield State 7. Austin standby still in the game for the Big Blue. And that'll bring up Jose Fulgencio, the second baseman for the Gold Rush. 0-1 to count. Fulgencio trying to get on base for the Gold Rush. He led off the second inning with the E6, and he led off the sixth inning with the walk.
Well, with Fulgencio, Rodriguez, and Coleman, I mean, this is. I mean, obviously, these are the biggest 6 outs. I mean, not just because of 6 outs gets you to a championship, but this is the heart of the lineup right here for Xavier.
Standby couldn't pull the string on that curveball there.
You know, speaking of these outs and all these players, you know, it's almost time for us to start considering most outstanding player of the tournament and most outstanding pitcher of the tournament.
You know, Standby hasn't thrown a bad game. I mean, I know Frederick had the 17, but to come back and pitch a game 7, Austin Standby is doing pretty well.
I mean, there are a few candidates out there.
Absolutely.
In both of these. And, I know BlackCollege9s.com, they're going to actually release a first and second team after the tournament, but they will announce the most outstanding players today.
What about Trey Clark with the victory early on today after pitching last night?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to add him to the list.
He's definitely going to get a vote from me.
Yeah, he wasn't on the list coming into the game, but you know that changed based upon the outcome of these
right.
2 games today.
What I was going to say is, in a situation like this tournament, these games, which stats or which areas do you look for to determine?
Well, for me, I'm looking at, obviously you have to start with the basic and batting average, but you also want to look for RBIs and a few other things.
There's a ground ball swung on. Tanner Brandon makes the throw. Got him. Two away here. And the Gold Rush down to their last 4 bullets. Danny Coleman steps to the box. Coleman trying to keep things alive here for the Gold Rush. Here's the pitch by Stambaugh. Kick, fire, delivers, misses outside.
You know, Nick, we're talking about possible MVPs. Hopefully don't get our votes in too early and Xavier comes back and wins or somebody hits a dramatic walk-off or something. Anything is possible with baseball.
On 4 straight pitches, just put Coleman on.
Nobody in the bullpen yet for the Big Blue. 1 away here as Danny Coleman reaches first base on the walk. Misses outside. Got to wonder how long can Austin Stambaugh go?
Well, at this point, there's no need to hold him back any further. Go ahead, go to your pen. If you have any arms left in the pen,
absolutely.
Put that asterisk by that. This may be a situation in the 9th inning. You may see people come in and pitch
one batter. That's
out.
Right. That's right. Good pitch. As Blair Frederick.
He pulled the string on that one because that ball started about 40 feet outside and just came back and caught that inside corner, at least from my vantage point.
Stambaugh delivers. Frederick fouls it back to the net. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They brought out the Greeks to the game. Did you hear the call?
Shout out to Omega Psi Phi, Cap Alpha Psi, Alpha Phi Alpha, Phi Beta Sigma.
All right.
We'll come back with the women in just a moment.
You forgot one, didn't you?
I was going to say, don't start going down the path and forget somebody.
Strike 3 on the outside corner. And Blair Frederick takes strike 3. Bluefield State trying to score some insurance runs as we go into the bottom of the 8th inning. They lead 7-2. You're watching the Black College World Series presented by Black College 9s here on the Black College Sports Network.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Shot to third base. Great stab right there by Armstrong. And goes across the diamond to get him out right there. What a play there by Armstrong.
Hey, look, and you can see Arias giving some love to Armstrong with the head nod, but that was a great play. Watch the replay there. What I noticed first, Drew, is the minute Armstrong took off, he led with his glove out. He had his glove out ready so that by the time...
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
The Big Blue of Bluefield State lead this contest 7-2. It's the Black College World Series on the BCSN as Jamal Allen still in the game for the Gold Rush of Xavier, Louisiana. Roman Moore, Noah Wooten, CJ Cooper will be the three batters here for the Big Blue this inning. Here's the pitch. And strike one as they take the count to 1-1 here. There's a shot right side. Fulgencio can't get to it. And a leadoff single there for number 77, Roman Moore.
Yeah, well-placed ball there by Moore. Just happened to put that one just out of reach for Fulgencio. And I think, yeah, courtesy runner here for Moore. That's number 5. That's going to be Caden Carpenter.
Noah Wooden steps into the box. I thought he showed a bunt attempt there at the last minute.
Jamal Allen, over 100 pitches.
He's showing bunt. And he pulled it back.
Well, with his first, with his first baseman walking up the line, I'm not really sure. Is he looking for some communication?
Well, there could be a back pick if that second baseman gets over to first base quick enough.
All right.
Showing bunt. And pulls it back. Jamal Allen has got to give him a strike right here so the ball can be bunted. You've got to take the out. Wooten shows bunt again. Pulls it back, ball 3.
Got a time called.
Just kind of slowing him down a little bit. Wants to slow the rhythm down of the pitcher as well. I'd still show bunt here. What about you, AD?
This might be a good time to, square it, turn around and swing away. Pull back and swing away.
No need. Ball 4.
You know that old trick I'm talking about right there, though, right?
It's called a slash.
Is that what it's called? I don't know. It was just fake and swing it.
Fake bunt.
Fake it and make it.
Now, there are some fake bunts that you can do. You can pull it, you can show it, pull it back like you're going to swing it, but then also lay it down.
Oh, that's too much playing right there.
Uh-oh. Runners at first and second, no outs. That'll bring up shortstop C.J. Cooper, the lefty. Third baseman in, Austin Anderson in on the grass. Let's see what the shortstop does right here. Does he break to third, and do they go for the out at third base? That'll bring out the pitching coach, and they'll talk about it.
And that was the fifth batter walked by Allen in this contest. I still think he's pitched a good outing, especially what he's had to deal with. Still only allowed 1 run. I'm trying to recall if the 2 runners I don't think all 6 runs are on him. See if I can do a quick check here. They are on him. So let's take a quick break while, well, no, they're backing out of the huddle. Thought we'd have a moment there.
Well, it looks like we're going to play a little bit more baseball here. Runners at first and second, no outs. C.J. Cooper in the box, runner at first base, Noah Wooten, runner at second base, Roman Moore. Let's see if there's a pick play involved here. There's the shortstop, there's the wheel. And nobody at second base there. So it looks as though they want to run a wheel there, put the shortstop over at third, and they'll go for the out at third base if they get the bunt down.
You know, Dick, that's the perfect time to do that, what I was talking about, fake it, pull back, and swing away, because the middle is wide.
Wide open, that's right.
Yeah. But I guarantee you they don't run the wheel again after showing it right there on their first pitch. You got to change up your bunt defense now.
Let's check and see. There's the shortstop. He takes off. There's the wheel. Bunt outside, nobody home. Middle of the field wide open, as you said, AD.
Yes.
But you got to throw a strike.
Well, that's all part of the execution portion of it.
Absolutely. And this is what you practice in practice. You go over your bunt coverages. You go over your, small ball coverages. And the pitcher needs to be on the mound so that he can practice throwing strikes in that situation. There's the pitch, a little high.
My dad used to say, when we coached sports together, he said there's execution and then there's perfect execution. Perfect execution in practice leads to execution in the game.
In the game, absolutely. I got 3 balls, no strikes.
When you and I have it, scoreboard is a pitch behind us.
I would have watched for the pickoff here. Back pick by the shortstop of the second baseman. Here's the pitch. And hits the strike on the outside corner.
Was that the, as we called it, we had the courtesy lead, was that the courtesy strike if it's anywhere close to the plate and it doesn't bounce?
On 3-0?
On 3-0?
Absolutely. Yes. Courtesy strike.
Yes. And sometimes that's all the pitcher needs. Did we get that courtesy strike?
That's it.
And then
a little resurgence.
Right. I'll be gas you right here, and then I'm going to hook you for strike 3.
And that's what I was saying with the pickoff there. But you got to execute that like you said. It's got to be done right. 100%. There's the wheel. Strike 2.
Now, Nick, in theory, the bunt is off right now.
Right.
But do you still guard against maybe a 2? Because we do have some people who can do the 2-strike bunt and very well.
Well, C.J. Cooper has grounded out to the pitcher, second base, and then the shortstop, so he's right up the middle. I'd stay there. Strike 3. No need.
He's not going to stay there. He's going to stay off. That was a beautiful strikeout pitch right there. Told you, come back and gas him after you get that courtesy 3-0 strike. Do you bunt again, or do you just put the ball in play?
I think you bunt here. With your leadoff man, J.R. McCree, who's been hot. I think you lay it down here. Or you can swing it. That might get the job done. Here's the play at the plate. Coach Bailey's got to hold him up, and that'll give J.R. McCree a chance to drive in 2 runs.
Well, my votes for most valuable of the tournament could change based on this next batter. I'll be 100% honest with everybody here, especially with the bases loaded.
Well, let's be honest, Brian. It's either going to validate some people's votes they've already put in,
yes,
or it's going to make some people change their votes. But the person who's batting behind him also may have a say in it also.
Correct.
They are the clubhouse leaders.
There's a foul ball to the net.
And it shouldn't be understated. I think we may have said this, or some people may know that this is Bluefield State's final game of the year. There's no postseason conference tournament for them. Xavier still has some games and some tournaments to play for. Not to say that one team wants it more than the other, but just to bring home the point of how huge a win. I mean, this is a big deal for both teams and players. We've heard that expressed many a time for the coaches and everybody who came in this, but it'll cap off a great season for Bluefield State if they're able to hold on here.
The pitch, swing and a miss, strike two.
Well, here's the thing when it comes to Xavier. Will this tournament help them or hurt them when it comes to seed time in the AII and or the NAIA tournament?
I would imagine the seeding in the AII is already determined. I mean, I can look that up, but.
Here's a ground ball, shortstop, Rodriguez, 6-4-3 double play.
Well executed defensive play there. Rodriguez, Fulgencio to Kuzan, and 3 outs. Nice, watch the replay here.
You're watching excellent glove work here on the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollege9.com here on the Black College Sports Network.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Gaither's record. 202 and 36, I think. Some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands. And the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
This is our moment, and we're doing what many thought we couldn't. We're investing in the stock market. We're buying rental properties. We're starting businesses. And when you're looking for a financial advisor to help you build wealth, choose one you can trust. Choose Wilson Wealth.
Devin Shaw in now for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Shaw comes in. No record on the season. He has a couple of appearances there. Swinging a long one, y'all.
Xavier of Louisiana trails 7-2. It's the last chance for them to knock off Austin Stambo and the Big Blue. There's a ground ball to first base as Cortland Posey grounds out into the unassisted 3.
Well, nothing will bring it home like a quick first out.
Dylan Kuzan steps into the box.
1 for 2 today.
Ball high.
Double ground out and a walk.
Stand ball, threatening for a complete game here. Still spotting up at 77 in the bottom of the ninth. Excuse me, in the top of the ninth.
Wait a minute. Did they call a delayed strike on that? Did we miss that?
I thought it was a strike.
Okay, I just saw the board said ball, but then I saw Kuzan shaking his head. So I got a feeling maybe you're right. It is a strike.
Strike 2 on the outside part.
Let's see. No, it's 2-1. We're going to go 2-1 on the board.
Well, whatever the umpire says, that's what I'm rolling with. There's the ground ball, foul to the dugout.
Well, now it's 2-2, so it doesn't matter.
Stand ball. Works out the windup. The pitch. In the dirt.
That middle wide open for Kuzan. If he can put it out there, might be able to get 2.
And ball 4 high. Or excuse me, ball 3 high.
Well, I have no idea what the count is now, Nick.
It's definitely full count.
Now it should be. The board's off. Everything's off. We do know there's 1 out, though.
And good job there by Stanbaugh to finish his pitch as he was told to stop in his motion. The pitch. And the dirt ball 4. And the Gold Rush have a base runner.
That's what they needed. We've seen them put 5 up in a half inning. We've seen them put up 6. We've seen them put up 4. This is not impossible. This team can do it.
Austin Anderson to the plate on the day, 1 for 2 with the sack. Kuzan the runner at first, ball in dirt. And good stop by Roman Moore.
Great stop. Last thing you want to do is advance a runner. Nobody's oh yeah, there is somebody warming up down for Bluefield State.
Sent number 47 down to the pen. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Actually, I think that's Mendez back to the bullpen, number 15.
Well, and that's who I would bring in. He, has pitched 9 innings, didn't give up a run. That's who exactly I would send out to close this shot. And I wouldn't even waste if another runner gets on, or as soon as he says he's ready, I'd send him back out there.
The pitch. Ball in dirt. Two balls, 1 strike to count to Austin Anderson, the lefty third baseman.
You get the feeling, Nick, that at this point Xavier should just really be patient and make Stanbaugh throw his strike.
Absolutely. There's a shot, left side foul, into the suites, back out into the stands, and almost hit a couple of fans in the neck.
Did you say neck?
Yeah, I did.
Bum, 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 bum.
And ladies and gentlemen, Nick actually stepped outside to call this game out on the balcony.
I had to catch a breeze while doing so.
But you waited till the sun went down. You thought you were slick.
The 2-2. Swung on. Fly ball foul. Into the stands again. All fly balls returned. Back to the third base dugout.
I guarantee you there's going to be one ball that will not be returned to the third base dugout this inning. That be whoever catches his last out.
Actually, they're one pitch away right here.
Double play ends it.
Stand ball, delivers. There's the ground ball. Cooper over to Tibbs. Tibbs over to Maxey. Bluefield State wins the inaugural Black College World Series.
Hey, you need to screenshot this on your device. Get that done right now. The first history made right here in Montgomery, Alabama, where so much black history has been made.
Great job there by head coach Drew Bailey and his boys. Outlasted this competition. 5 games, won the first 3, lost the first of 2 today, and got a chance to go into the final game and defeated the Gold Rush of Xavier University 7-2. Winning pitcher Austin Stanball, complete game victory. Really pitched lights out tonight.
Yes, he did. Great performance by Stanball. Complete game. Threw 125 pitches, 79 strikes. Struck out 7 batters. Walked 4. 2 earned runs. So a 2.0 ERA today. Great performance by Stanball. Probably his rockiest part might have been earlier in the day, wouldn't you say? Maybe in the first or second inning. But outside of that, he pretty much settled down. Only gave up a run in the second, gave up a run in the 5th. Final totals, Xavier scored 2 runs on 7 hits, left 7 runners on base. Bluefield State scored 7 runs on 5 hits, left 6 runners on. Of course, had the big first innings, scored 6, thanks in part to, how many walks was that, Nick? 6 walks?
Yeah.
6 walks, which led to 4 runs, and then you had a single, 2 RBI single, which equaled 6, and then it was like the game started. But other than that, that's what you had. And should we give some credit to Jamal Allen as well for Xavier? Threw 118 total pitches, coming in relief, actually. Didn't start the game. Had 6 strikeouts, walked 5, credited with just 2 earned runs, hit 1 batter.
That'll do it. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll have more post-game awards here from Montgomery, Alabama. Bluefield State wins it. Takes the title back to the East Coast, to Bluefield, West Virginia. We'll be right back. It's the Black College World Series presented by BlackCollege9s.com here on the Black College Sports Network.
Devin Shaw in now for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Shaw comes in. No record on the season. He has a couple of appearances there. Swing and a long one, y'all. That one might get out of here. It has a chance. And it's into the bleachers. Home run. Chris O'Neal goes yard. That gives Lane a 10-0 lead right there. Lane College Dragons have put up a 10 spot on Tuskegee thus far. And Tuskegee.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
This is the Dean of the College of
There you have it. First team all-conference player MVP, pitcher MVP. Tanner Brandon, Kevin Mox, Mendez. Bluefield State wins it.
Very impressive performance. I don't want to disparage anything that Bluefield State did. Let's just call them they were the most consistent team. They had to be consistent. They didn't get too high. They didn't get too low. We saw some outstanding performances by Xavier. We saw some disappointing performances by Xavier. So when I say the consistency, look at the total runs scored and outside of the first game. What Bluefield State did was pretty much here. While other teams may have gone up and down, Bluefield State was steady, consistent. And they got timely pitching when they needed it. They didn't let the emotions of whether it be bad calls, bad plays, affect them. And they were opportunistic, especially. I just hate the fact that it started the way it did, but that's the game. I mean, things like that happen. It's the equivalent of, in some sports, you might say it's the equivalent of the best player picking up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the ball game, or giving up a 10-0, 15-0 run, and you're playing from behind.
Fumble on the kickoff.
Things like that happen, and it just leads to the game the way it is. And so for Bluefield State to be opportunistic enough to show the patience to recognize that Xavier's starting pitching was struggling, to allow themselves to get on base 6 times, score 4 times, and look, let's keep it, and then hit the knockout punch real early, and then they were just consistent. Austin Stambaugh, good performance to close it out. So it's a nice ending to the season for Bluefield State College. I'm sure, like I said, Xavier was the 1 seed, and I was glad I had a chance to see them. And anyone out watching, if you didn't get a chance to see Xavier all year, you had to watch them and be very impressed with what you saw and feel really confident about what's ahead for them. As we mentioned, there is still baseball left ahead for them.
Yeah, Xavier's the epitome of black college baseball. Gap to gap, speed, get on, steal bases, small ball, do whatever you need to do to get on. Goes back to the tradition of the Negro Leagues, and in a modern day form, that's what Xavier does. They put pressure on the defense. The problem was with Xavier today, they just didn't have the arms when it came to the if game with the 6 walks in the first inning. If you take those 6 walks away, this is a 2-1 ball game, 3-2 ball game, fellas?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it does set us up though for future events. Do we want to get? We've got the man, the HBCU baseball guru himself. If we can, we're going to give Michael Coker of HBCU9s.com an opportunity to come to the mic. First off, congratulations. Has to feel really good to see this thing, all 11 games, 11 good games. I mean, this is, I've heard people say it to you before in other interviews about seeing this thing, but now that it's over, what are your thoughts now that it's over and you were able to hand that trophy off to a team in this inaugural Black College World Series?
5 years in the making.
Awesome. This is why. It took years to get to this point. It took getting knocked down and getting back on our feet. It took getting with a young gentleman named Edwin Prentice Hill. Him and I teamed up together. We fought. We had events that we thought were going to go on, and they did not. Every step of the way has been a stepping stone, a learning curve, getting pushed back. But this time we pushed hard, and we pushed hard for this event. And we planned it for April 28th to May 1st. And May 1st, we have crowned, finally, after more than 80 years, an HBCU national champion. And it's in baseball.
Decided on the field of play.
We will no longer have mystical champions.
Right.
Especially in baseball. Now we have a tournament. We will be back here next year. This Black College World Series will be bigger than anything that we've ever experienced. Why? Because it's not a one-time event, and it's not a one-time deal. This is going to happen yearly. We will crown our champions, and we will probably do so.
I'd like to see a selection show next year.
That can happen. That will happen.
Well, we had one, but next time we'll be able to do it actually in person physically instead of maybe on Zoom.
Yeah.
That would be lovely, and you guys would cover it.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. What's coming up as we get ready to go into? Well, let's just explain for people what's ahead for. We understand Bluefield State finished their season. Let people know what's ahead for Xavier coming up in the upcoming weeks.
Xavier will go to the AII Independent Institution Tournament. That's their conference tournament for the GCAC, the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference, and the American Independent Institutions Conference Championship. They are a number 3 seed. They will open up May 8th. They will compete for a chance as 2 teams will get it selected, and they will get a chance to play in the NAIA National Tournament. Win that tournament, then you go to the NAIA World Series. So Xavier's got some bright things to look forward to.
How far can this team go? This Xavier team go?
They have pitching. They showed it through this tournament. If their starters can stop throwing, and this is really the first time this season this has really happened where they do a lot of balls. They walked a lot. I know Adrian's going to right the ship. As always, I've covered his career for the last 7 years, and I know he's going to right that ship because he knows he's going in against some very, very ranked teams. So I see that he's going to right the ship, and I think they can take the tournament. They just ran into a stubborn team who wanted it a little bit more.
Absolutely.
And I got to imagine going into a tournament like this where you understand the importance of having a good start, not ending up in the loser's bracket, dealing with the double elimination format. That's got to help you going into your conference tournament, right?
Because you saw stiff competition in this one. Bluefield State is not a slouch. Florida Memorial pushed them. Every game that they played and they got pushed, you saw their hearts. They were the hearts of a lion. And they just came out unfortunate at the last game, at the end of the stick. A few calls here, a few hits there, and this could have been a different ball game.
And then up ahead, and so that'll sort of put a bow on the small school division for Black College Nines and the Black College Nines poll. I mean, it'll end no matter what happens. It'll end Bluefield State 1, and you'll have Xavier probably 2, no doubt, as the rest of the season goes. Talk a little bit about the large school division and what's to come ahead in Frisco, Texas. We'll give one final opportunity to sort of promote and let people know about that.
On May 27th to the 28th is the HBCU World Series in Frisco, Texas. That will pit the winner, the conference winner of the SWAC versus the MEAC. Those 2 teams will go head-to-head to determine the HBCU World Series champion. It's an honor, and it's another thing that we need to crown our champions, especially for HBCU baseball. Again, too long we've had mystical champions. We will no longer do that. Everything from this day forward, from May 1st till May 28th, we will crown national champions. All games will be decided on the field.
Now, let me ask, with that May 27th and 28th, is it going to be Friday, Saturday, or is that a Thursday, Friday? Or
that is a Thursday, Friday.
So 1 game first day, possible 2 games on the second day?
Yes.
Out of 3, gotcha.
That's
okay.
the format.
Thursday, Friday, okay.
It is a 3-game series.
That's. I'm glad you said that because I may have mistakenly told people a Friday, Saturday. So it's good to know it's actually a Thursday with 2 games potentially on Friday. It's obviously a series, best of 3.
Yes.
Okay. 9-inning format.
All games are 9 innings.
All inning games, 9 innings. What am I leaving out? Anything? And it actually falls right after the conference tournaments,
right?
SWAC and MEAC, and before
the NCAA regionals.
The NCAA regionals. Okay.
Because there's always that window of when the SWAC and the MEAC ends their tournament. It's usually a 7 to 10 day window before, because the regionals start June 4th.
Right. And the HBCU All-Star game coming up as well.
That is, I don't remember the dates, but that's coming up in June as well.
In June. All right. Beautiful. Well said. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say? Any shout out you want to give, Mike, before we get ready to shut it down here?
Yes, I do. I want to say this to BCSN, the Black College Sports Network. You put on a professional event. It was live broadcasted throughout the world. Everybody saw it. And you guys, I think you rival, and I'm saying this because I'm serious. You rival ESPN. Your broadcast, the production was spot on. You covered the entire tournament. And if you think it didn't do a good job, everything we have is archived video. You can go on Black College 9's Tournament Central and see it. I also want to thank BCSG 360 for teaming up with Black College 9 to put these events on. That's going to be future events. This is what's needed. This is what we needed to do, and it's a long time coming. Also, to keep it short, the Home Run Derby, which was sponsored by Gold Coast Logistics. As we move forward, we need more sponsors to bring us forward, to bring us these events, so that one day that we can look back in 20 years and say we were a part of the first one.
Absolutely. The Home Run Derby was nice, man. We were just really that was really cool production. Mike Coker, thanks a lot, man. And we'll be checking out the website.
God bless you all.
All right, there it is. That'll wrap things up here from Montgomery, Alabama.
All right, that'll wrap things up. As now we only have pitch black. They cut the lights out. That means it's time to go home, Nick Strong. So I will bring it to a close. Nick Strong, thank you for all you did in this broadcast. Also, shout out to Charles Edmonds for 80 Drew as well, our producer, director, coordinator, CEO, champion for all things that we have going on here on the Black College Sports Network, Roy M. Evans II. Make sure you are liking and subscribing us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at MyBCSN1, the number 1. Also, make sure you go to mybcsn.net, the website. My name is Brian Fulford. Thank you for watching the inaugural Black College World Series presented by BlackCollege9s.com on the Black College Sports Network.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
It's never too early to